Herd Hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Out of respect for Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, I'll put the Seahawks in. But here's their problem. Russell Wilson's accounting for 86% of the team's offense, the highest percentage by any player in the league. You just cannot win multiple playoff games when you're that dependent on one person. They're also the most penalized team in the league. They are not buttoned up enough to win a Super Bowl. Now, I love their GM, and I love their coach, and I love their quarterback, but they got to clean stuff up here in the next month.
Number 9.
Atlanta, little rebirth here. Atlanta had that Super Bowl hangover. They are popping out of it. They've won 4 of their last 5, and more importantly, Matt Ryan has looked more like himself. 9 TDs, 2 picks, passer rating over 107. Now, their schedule is brutal the rest of the way. It's the toughest schedule in the NFL, so they're going to be in some high-scoring shootouts. That's why I can't put them yet higher than 9.
Number 8.
I think the most underrated team in the league is the LA Chargers. They won 5 of 7. I called it a week ago. I said they're going to win this division. They have the best personnel outside of Kansas City, but they've got confidence, which Kansas City doesn't. Over the last 2 games, Phillip Rivers is on fire. Keenan Allen has had a reawakening in the last month. By the way, they've got this young running back. He's an undrafted rookie from like Western State. His name is Austin Eckler, and he's a lot like Danny Woodhead. They have multiple pieces. I think this is the best I've ever seen Phillip Rivers play. This team believes in itself and is physically punishing in the defensive front.
Number 7.
Listen, I like Carolina to win their division. I picked them to double their win total this year and be a 10-12 win team. Here's my problem. Sunday was Cam's 4th game this year with a passer rating below 60. That's awful. The problem with that, 3 and out. Defense is on the field more. The Panthers have now allowed 100 yards rushing in consecutive games for the first time this year. Why? The defense on the field too long because of Cam's inefficiency, meaning the defense is being worn down. Cam, do better.
Number 6.
Like the Saints, I mean, talk about a draft. Their top 5 draft picks, 4 of them are like stars. And Drew Brees has been on fire for the last 5. Here's what concerns me. I've got them a little lower. They lost their sack leader, Alex Okafor, with an Achilles. That's a thing. In the playoffs, you need pass rushers. Also, their rookie, Marshawn Lattimore, who is one of the top 5 corners in the league. He's all beat up with a bad injury right now. He will come back. But when I watch the Rams game, in big, crucial situations, they couldn't make stops. I still think this team can win their division. I just like Carolina's personnel more.
Number 5.
I moved the Rams out of the top 5 despite a win. Here's my concern. Jared Goff in the last 3 games has been sacked 9 times. The untold secret to this team is their offensive line starting at left tackle and at center. There's a little leakage in that offensive line. Now, here's what I like about them. They're the only team in the NFL that possesses the ball for 9 minutes in the fourth quarter. They are really good in that fourth quarter with clever play calling and Todd Gurley at eating that clock. That's a great quality to have heading into the playoffs.
Number 4.
These are the best 4 teams in the NFL, and I think should be favorites to win the Super Bowl. The Minnesota Vikings. I know what you're saying, Case Keenum. I know. Can we just be honest here? Case Keenum in the last 3 games is completing over 70% of his throws, 9 yards a pass. He's not dinking and dunking here. Stephon Diggs is a world-class wide receiver. They got a kid on the other side that was undrafted who is spectacular. They run the football. Listen, generally speaking, there are limitations to having kind of a B-minus quarterback, and that may be an issue in 6 weeks. Right now, this is one of the 4 best teams in the National Football League.
Number 3.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we know they're gifted offensively. They have struggled defensively in the last couple of weeks, giving up big plays. They've allowed 5 passing touchdowns of 50-plus yards in the last 3 games. Okay, part of that's explainable. Joe Hayden got hurt. And when Joe Hayden got hurt, suddenly they were exposed. This is a good defense. They're not buttoned up. They're too emotional. But I have a hard time believing anybody but New England can beat them in the AFC.
Number 2.
If I'd have told you before the season, the key to this team is going to be Rex Burkhead and Dion Lewis, you'd have said, what? Their running backs right now are the story of this offense along with Tom Brady. They can, out of the backfield, you can spread them out, put them in the slot. They create massive matchup problems for secondaries and linebacking cores. They have the best coach and quarterback, but it's these Rex Burkhead, Dion Lewis. These guys have become a huge... It's almost like Gronk and Aaron Hernandez years ago were a matchup problem at tight end. Their running backs are a matchup problem in space for the NFL.
Number 1.
Here's the amazing thing about the Philadelphia Eagles. Since Week 8, remember the weakness of the Eagles was their pass defense. Since Week 8, their pass defense is the best unit in the NFL. NFL lows in completion percentage, yards per pass, passer rating, and big plays. They've given up only 2. We thought they had a weakness. It's now a strength. And that's our herd hierarchy. Hi, everybody, and thanks for watching. We want you to subscribe here, to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the herd, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.